and see if maybe OBS disconnecting. Okay, so I'm not happy with OBS. It is not being very nice. It's not playing well with others. Stingray. All right. We got Stingray. How you doing, buddy? Having a dickens of a time, whatever that means. Dickens of a time getting online here. It keeps my OBS software, which is the bane of my existence. Gotta tell you, is nasty. It does not play well with me. Stingray, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. What's been going on? Tell me how much you miss me. I don't have a lot of confidence in this software that I am using. This OBS. Sting, it's going well with me. It's going good. Back, settled, finally, in a new little spot. And I hope that it's going to be a spot that is going to be a long time. And I'm excited about that. So, I'll give a couple of other people a chance to get back in here, and I'll kind of give the skinny of what's going on. But something is weird with my with my thing here. Well, not my thing, but you know what I mean. Mwah. Well, let's go ahead and do this. And got to get the monetization on. Yes, we do. Hey, thanks, Sting. I appreciate it. I do. It's been a long it's been a minute. It's been a couple of weeks since I've even made a video, for crying out loud, and I have just been crazy busy with what's been going on, and finally it seems like we are ready to roll. And my goal all along was June 1st to get everything up and running, and I at least made that goal, but not a whole lot of content, not any content in between, really. It's been a couple of weeks since I made my last video, and gosh, I feel naked. There's no way to be. Let me just check over here and make sure that I still don't think this is running properly. So I think what I'm going to do, I guess it is. What's up? Eric B. Jones and Associates. How you doing, man? Can't believe SEC is staying with 8 conference games. 100%. I was hoping they would go with the, what is that, 9? The 9th game? Go Big Orange. Yeah, I haven't. I'm gonna plead the fifth and ignorance on this. You're gonna have to enlighten me because the past, the past few months, really. So I'll just share the story with you. You guys are nice to be here. At the beginning of this live, I'm not gonna be on very long tonight because I'm just now getting set up in the new studio, and it's pretty exciting. And tomorrow we start production. So there will be a groovy video tomorrow about something that I'm very passionate about this Tennessee football team, and I will share that with you a little later. But so what happened in Nashville was where I was staying for the past 7 years. I had a nice little studio. You guys have seen it. I shot my photography there. I did my YouTube studio there and all. And all of a sudden, everybody is moving to Nashville. Everybody from California, from New York, Chicago, all the purple people are coming to Nashville. And frankly, I don't think that's a good thing for Nashville. It's it's already purple enough, and when more purple people come, they're going to be the purple people eaters, and I'm out. But that's just a side effect. What happened in my situation is I was kind of grandfathered into this really cool spot, my studio, and for 6 years, almost 7 years. And then all of a sudden, they decided that they were going to raise my rent, which was considerable at the time, by 40%. Right? And I didn't think they could do that. I protested. Robert Duncan, thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Just telling my story here about what's been going on the past 6 months, and now it seems to be, I seem to have a resolution. So they tried to raise my rent 40%. And my God, I was already paying $1,600 a month as it was for a stupid little one bedroom. And now it was nice, and it was a nice area. And, saltwater, it was a resort kind of apartment thing, right? Nice. But no, I just said, I can't do that. Now, when COVID hit, 3 years ago, a little over 3 years ago, I was still paying that, and most of my income at that time, the channels weren't up yet, and most of my income at that time were on beauty pageants. I shot beauty queens for a living, right? And they used these photographs to apply for enter in beauty pageant competitions. I know, rough gig, right? But that's kind of what I always did with my photography. So when COVID came on the scene, all of a sudden, beauty pageant photographers were not an essential employee. What? How'd that happen? Who made up that rule? And it just dropped dead. And so here and so here I'm paying all this money, this rent, and I got no income. So I suffered and I struggled and I blah, 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 blah. And I'm going, this is stupid. I could be living on the beach in Florida, probably for the same amount of money, maybe even cheaper. That was 3.5 years ago. Well, guess what? And then after the 2 years, work started coming back and started working again. And then at the beginning of 22, bam, I had to have that emergency triple coronary bypass, right? And so then that really killed my business. And then on top of all of that, my landlord people, raised my rent 40%. And you can imagine how many times I said the F word about that. Let me just say, there was lots of times I said that, and I'm going, you are crazy. You are effing crazy. You are effing crazy. I ain't doing that. And I thought it was an exorbitant amount of money to pay. And I'm going, can they do that legally? I didn't think they could. Guess what? they can. In the state of Tennessee, they can raise your rent any amount they want if you are not protected by a lease. And I wasn't protected by a lease. I was kind of grandfathered in. Like every year they would just raise my rent 7 or 8 or 10% or something like that and move on. And so since Christmas, I decided to move out. And while I was moving out, I injured my leg. And I was hopping along like Chester, Mr. Dillon on Gunsmoke. Remember that? So it's been quite the thing. And I've been bouncing around because I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I went to Oklahoma with Nurse Ratchet for a little while. And then I came back to Nashville to kind of figure out what I was going to do, what I was going to do with all my stuff and storage. And then it all of a sudden occurred to me, I said, you know what, dude, you should have gone to Florida back when you first thought about it 3.5 years ago. And I went, now's the time. So I found me a little studio in Destin, Florida. And here I am. Bet your ass, baby. You can probably see I'm a little tan already. I was walking around looking like a vampire there for a while. And so I'm now official. I can officially announce it. And I didn't want to, what I learned about during my recovery. Hi, Rebecca. Thank you, ma'am. Glad you're here. What I learned about during my recovery was to shut up talking about what you're going to do and only talk about what you've done. Right? And so that's kind of why I haven't mentioned what was going on, because I hadn't done it yet. But now I'm sitting here looking out at the beach right now. I'm going to be broadcasting live from the beach. Now, here's the only problem. There are a lot of Florida people down here. I tell you what, I've never seen anything like it. Never seen anything like it. There's Auburn gear down here. And I'm talking about the Walmarts and all the different stores and you know, even in the grocery stores and whatever, the Walmarts and the Publix and the Targets and all the little stores, they all have Florida gear, Florida State gear, Alabama gear, Auburn gear. Guess what kind of gear they don't have? They do not have anything with an orange and white checkerboard. So I got to be careful wearing my gear. I mean, I've not felt threatened or anything like that, but I just got to, I don't know what the protocol is, you know. But it's been awesome. And the big announcement is that I have moved to Destin, Florida. Technically, I'm on the borderline of Destin and Fort Walton Beach, Florida. That's where I am, and I'll be broadcasting here from now on. I moved to Florida. And you know what? I did it cheaper than what I was paying in Nashville and Franklin, Tennessee, when they tried to bump my rent up 40%. Because all the purple people are coming and taking up all the houses and all the apartments. And so it was just time for me to get out of Nashville. And that's what I did. It just took me longer than I thought. Mostly because when I moved my stuff into storage, I injured my leg and I was crippled there for about 2 months, 3 months. And I'm still hobbling. But I'm okay. I think, I'm sitting there looking at me on camera. I said, dude, you look a lot healthier. Would everybody agree with that? I'm a little tan. I have some more energy. And I don't know. It's just been a great change. And so I've been, staying here and staying there and, renting from various places and people, and I didn't have all the luxury of being able to broadcast the way that I want to broadcast. And, sometimes the connectivity was not what I needed it to be in terms of high speed and that sort of thing. So I just haven't been able to do a lot of videos. It's been very frustrating. Like I said, I haven't done a video in two weeks. And even then when I did, there was a week in between, videos. And I kind of like do a lot of videos, right? I mean, back during the season for sure. And after that. So I just want to tell you, if you're a fan of this show, I appreciate your support and I will keep after it. And now we'll start producing some more groovy videos. I got my little rocket neon posted now. Like a 9-year-old, but that's okay too. Let me say hi to folks. Douglas Graham, glad to see you back. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. I'm glad to be back. Glad to see you here. Stingray, glad you found a good place. Yes, sir. I'm very happy about it. But I am behind enemy lines. Make no doubt about that. I tell you, the Florida and Florida State people, they get the hair on the back of their neck up when they see my camouflage Tennessee hat. Yeah, they do. Robert Duncan, dang, 40%. Yeah, 40%, Robert. I mean, that's crazy. And I just wasn't going to play that. And particularly, seeing as how I was recovering from a super, a super stressful deal. Anyway, but it's all good. I landed on my feet. I'm good. And boom. It's 93 days away. Boom. From Nashville. Now, I am planning. Purple Einstein, what's up? Good to see you back where you belong. Thank you, sir. I am back where I belong and got the studio up and running. And yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about it. 93 days until the kickoff in Nashville. Now, here's the thing. I am very annoyed that this game is at noon Eastern time, 11 Central. That just sucks. It blows. I mean, 11 o'clock is no time to play football unless you're in the Pop Warner Pee Wee League. Grown-ass men who are going to be playing in the NFL, competing for a national championship, and I think we got a nice chance at that. I really do. Certainly, my bar is set high this year. I don't know what yours is, but mine is set high. We are going to make the college football playoff. That's my bar. What's your bar? What are you thinking? Anyway, 93 days to the kickoff in Nashville. Noon Eastern, 11 Central. 11 o'clock in Nashville. That sucks. That's just stupid. It's just stupid. I mean, I wanted that prime time slot in the evening, and don't you think that that isn't a little animus from people who, well, let's just put them at 11 o'clock. That's a noon game. But it's going to be that way until we win 3 national championships in a row. More than probably. Or at least 2. Right? See what Rebecca says. Rebecca says maybe you can convert some Florida people. They don't have much to be excited about this year. Rebecca, 100%. You are spot on, my darling. I never liked the noon games. Stingray says. Now, I will say this. I kind of like that noon game down there in LSU and Baton Rouge last year, right? I kind of like that a lot. And obviously, this game in Nashville against Virginia is totally will be a sellout. Completely. And how about Neyland Stadium being sold out of season tickets? That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Well, no, it's not unbelievable. Let me just say something else. It's fantastic. And Purple Einstein's got it right. Tennessee football is back. Baby. That's right. Man, oh man. So tell me what you guys have been up to. What do I need to know? What do I need to go sniffing around on? Tell me. Educate me. Get me up to date. Because frankly, I haven't looked at anything since Emmanuel Okoye, which is a great get, by the way. Wasn't that good? Yeah. I know we have a couple of other commitments since then, but let me know. Point me in some directions. Now, I do have a show tomorrow. I'll do have a video for you tomorrow. Let me just show you this thing here. Boom. This one is ready to go for tomorrow. McKenzie Milton. Now, if you don't know anything about McKenzie Milton, good, because I have the privilege of educating you about what this means. And it is frickin' huge. And that's tomorrow's show. So be on the lookout for that. Let me see. Ball Fans 83. Hey, Balls Fan 83. Thank you for being here. And I was about to look for you at Bucky's Call. Yes, sir. I'm still going to get their corporate office on the phone and find out what the deal is on that, because that's just really hard for me to believe that you can work at Bucky's Car Wash, run the car wash, and make $125,000 a year. I mean, really? Serious? That ain't even right. Ken Brownstone. What's up, brother? Yes, sir. It's good to be back. Thank you. I appreciate you coming in. And just for those of you who are just peeling in here, just a quick thing. I have been the past 6 months in a state of flux because I decided to leave Nashville. And it was just time for me to get out of there. And the rents, because all the purple people from California and New York and up north and Chicago and whatever are starting to pour into Nashville like crazy and paying exorbitant rents. And I wasn't covered where I was renting, even though I was there for 7 years. And they tried to raise my rent for 40%, and I just said, no, that's not going to happen. I probably live in Florida on the beach for less money, and I'll be damned. I was right. So I'm in Florida. I have moved to Florida. I'm a little slither of beach between Destin and Fort Walton Beach. Yeah. So now, any of you who, I will just give a plug for my photography. Any of you, what I will do is specialize down here in beach photography for family portraits. If any of you are headed down for vacation or whatever, get in touch with me. I'll cut you a nice little deal, particularly in the month of June. And get you some nice family portraits on the beach. And I will, in the next live, release the website so you can go look at all of my stuff and be very impressed with how talented I am. Whatever. Whatever, Rocket. Eric B. Jones and Associates. I swear that sounds like an ambulance chaser. Go check the SEC commissioners and the news about the SEC scheduling model. Thank you. Okay, yes. I know nothing about what happened other than the fact that it's starting in 2024. They're going to, or staying at the 8-game conference, correct? That's what I got. But I'll think on that and do that in a very soon to be video. Now, as I said, tomorrow this is going to be the this is the vid tomorrow. I'm going to update you on this thing. I mean, this thing is so amazing. It's so huge. I love this. I love this, and I have a little personal insight into this that maybe most people don't have. Maybe, I don't know. And then the next one, the second one I'm going to do coming back is the Virginia game. I'm gonna run the numbers on the Virginia game. Now somebody got a hold of me and said, "Oh, don't be somebody." Yes, Tennessee Vol fans have been so beat up for so long. Some guy sent me a comment on the channel and said, "Well, you better not overlook Virginia." I'm going, dude. Virginia has 3 offensive players returning next year, and they were last in the conference in the ACC. They have 3. They may not even score any. Ooh, right to Vape. Bangs it. The $5 man. Thank you, Vape. I appreciate you. I thank you so very much. That's my first little ring-a-ling-a-ding in my new studio down here in Destin, Florida. I got to tell you, this place is freaking beautiful. I haven't been here since I was 9 years old, and that, if you don't know, is when the dinosaurs roamed the planet in the Jurassic period. And it is the whole sand thing, that whole sugar sand, beautiful thing in the emerald green water. It really is emerald green. What the hell? How they do that? I don't know how they do it, but I love it. It's awesome. Hey, Vape, thank you, my brother. I appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. 93 days left. So that's what happened. I had made a decision to get out of Nashville, and I came here because I thought it's just going to get crazy in Nashville now, from now on, I think. And the housing market is just through the roof right now, and the rental market is just stupid, and I left. And I'm living on the sugary shores of Destin, Florida for less money. And I'm just happier than a pig in shit. I really am. If you don't mind me saying. Where was I? I was saying about the second video that I'll do. I'm gonna run the numbers on the Virginia game. And some guy left me, "Oh, don't overlook Virginia." Dude. Yeah, Tennessee. Look, I will say this. We're going to see Nico play the entire fourth quarter against Virginia. That's what we're going to see. I doubt if Virginia will even score. I mean, that's highly possible. So that's my feeling. I'm going to run those numbers on the second video and show you why I believe that. But I'll give you a hint. They're returning 3 people from their offense. And it was the worst offense in the ACC. So, anyway. Good to see you, babe. Thank you. That made my day, man. It's been a minute since I had a tip. I appreciate it. Eric B. Jones and Associates. I'm glad Tennessee got McKenzie Milton at Tennessee. He was a good quarterback when he played, and I think he'll be a good coach as well later on. 100%. And I'm gonna lay all that out for you tomorrow. So you're gonna want to see that video. And right to Babe, Tennessee gonna crush it this year. Destin, Florida is cool. Yes, it is. And you know what? They have girls down here in bikinis everywhere. Not that I noticed that sort of thing. And I miss my man Teddy Strunk. You said hello to me earlier, but then Vape came in there and threw money at me like I was some kind of lap dancer. And I missed you, Teddy Strunk. How you doing, brother? I was thinking Nico and Moore will play the whole second half. I don't know, maybe. Maybe so. Now they won't. They'll give Joe Milton. They'll give him the third quarter. They still want him. He's. Yeah. But yes, you're right. We may even see more as well. Gaston. All right, babe. Man, you're not going to believe this. My keychain head for Everest from Destin, Florida. I tell you, my dad, God love him, when I was growing up, I was born in Bradley County, Cleveland, Tennessee, and then they moved to Memphis when I was about a year old. I grew up in Memphis. Sad for me, I know. And we didn't get to go on very many vacations. But when we would go on a vacation, we'd pack up the car, drive from Memphis down to Fort Walton Beach, Florida, and live on a little cottage, little motel thing on the beach. And then we would drive over to Destin, which is about 10 or 15 miles or so, and go on a deep sea diving trip. And those are some of the greatest memories I had when I was a kid. And it's just kind of great to be back here. And it's really important for your health that you take your shoes off and connect with the ground. It's called grounding, right? And get rid of the negative eons. Is it eons or ions? Negative eons. Negative ion. I don't care what it is. It gets rid of them. And you actually feel better. I haven't felt as good as I do right now in thousands of years. Because I have been walking on the beach with no shoes. And I have been doing that. The last time I did that, it was 1986 at my last photo shoot in Los Angeles, California, and Malibu. The last time I did that. Wow. No wonder I'm all backed up. So Babe's got a turtle on his keychain. Nice. Purple Eyes died. So impressed how fast Coach Heupel has turned this thing around. Yes, sir. He's got us recruiting at an elite level, too. I just read the headlines just briefly today. Again, I've been busy getting this new studio set up and working right. And I saw that they had jumped up. They're number 9, I think, in 2024 recruiting, and they jumped up a little bit more for somebody else they snagged. He's got us recruiting at an elite level. Again, what are your thoughts on J.J. Harrell and Marcus Gorey? J.J. Harrell. So here's the thing. I'm excited about J.J. Harrell, but I don't understand why J.J. Harrell... you know what? I kind of have a bad feeling about that. I mean, the dude is committed to Tennessee. But he's saying, well, I'll listen to other people as well. Really? Okay, well, go on. Go on to other people. If you don't understand a commitment, I mean, even at your young, tender age... I don't know that I want to bother with somebody like that. Right? I mean, yeah, I know he's good. I mean, he's the best player in Mississippi, that's for sure. But I don't like this I'm still listening to other people. I don't like that at all. There's nothing about that I like. So that's what I feel about that. Ken Brownstone, me too, bro. Stayed in Niceville. I know. I moved, and Niceville is just right down the road, right up the road from where I am. And I was joking to myself, oh, I moved from Nashville to Niceville. And it kind of worked out like that, right? Right, babe. There used to be a glass bottom boat. Yes, sir. Still there. Still there. It's thriving. That whole thing is thriving. Glass bottom boats. I'm in Crossville, babe. It's in Crossville, 60 miles from Knoxville. Let me tell you, Kurt Watson, one of the best running backs for the University of Tennessee. Tackle football volunteers. If I remember correctly, his number was 30. But he was from Crossville, Tennessee. You remember Kurt Watson? That name ring a bell? Or am I just way older than everybody in here? Rebecca, I think recruiting is about to blow up from 865 Live. Lots of officials about to go down. Okay, help me out with that, Rebecca. I'm not sure I understand what you're saying. Lots of officials as opposed to a lot of announcements of people coming to Tennessee. Is that what you're saying? Because that's the way I'm reading it. Teddy Strunk. Destin was my first beach with my high school girlfriend. Teddy, you old dog. I wound up being a pro windsurfer who would go back to train. Really? Teddy Strunk, a pro windsurfer? The hell? Man, I got famous people in here. Let me just do my quick little commercial for my buddies at Travel. LuxuryTravelNashville.com. Now listen to me. They're doing so well. It's a mom and pop boutique agency for travel, right? They are officially a travel advisor, and they're just connected out the wazoo with Largay Travel, with Virtuoso Travel, and what their strength is to take all the hassle out of travel planning, right? Some people don't need that. They dig the hassle. That's part of the fun for them, and that's cool. Some people hate it, and if you're one of those people, you need to call them at Luxury Travel Nashville. Their number is 615-863-1263. And give my girl Deb a call and tell her Rocket Man sent you, and she will take care of you. All right? Now, they're in the process of changing their name to LuxuryTravelWorldwide.com because it fits the brand better. And they are also, the LLC is called Dockery Destinations. So now you know. And they are the sponsor of this broadcast. And if it weren't for them, this broadcast would not be happening. I promise you that. I would be shucking oysters down on the beach. Or somewhere else. Okay, let's see. Douglas Graham, I remember Kurt Watson. Vape, what? Vape hit me up with another 5. Dude, you're killing me with love, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much. That is kind. Thank you. I appreciate you. And he says, here's to Kurt Watson. He remembers Kurt Watson from Crossville, Tennessee. I remember John Ward just talking about, if I remember correctly, that's about the time John Ward started, about during that era, during the Kurt Watson era. And I just remember him, man. Give him 6. Kurt Watson. Wow. Thank you, Vape. I appreciate you for your donation. I'm going to be needing lots of donations lately because I've been out of work a while. Woohoo! Thank you. Man, I appreciate that. Really do. Teddy Strunk. I remember Watson very well. Saw him play live. Yes, sir. I saw him up there as well. Now, that is the one negative about me leaving Nashville and coming to Niceville, is that I won't be able to just jump over there to Knoxville, 2.5 hours away from Nashville, right? I won't be able to do that on a whim. So, that's a negative. But I probably will go to the Nashville game and to see the Virginia game. And if I can get tickets to the Georgia game, I will definitely do that as well. Right? Oh, Rebecca, I see lots of official visits. Yeah. They start in June. Right. Yes. Okay, I got you. Yep. Robert Duncan is walking around with no shoes or all those Beach Bay. I think both of them are very healthy. My skin has a nice little glow to it. I'm in such a better mood. 865 Live was an event on Oh, yeah. Okay. Got it. Like I say, my focus has been elsewhere for the past couple of months, really, because I've been traveling here and there. And last weekend, they had for Memorial Day weekend, they had a lot of recruits there. And I haven't heard how that went and who was spectacular and whatever. And one thing that I want to try to do more of is get some more guests on the show, right? That have information, particularly about the recruiting end of this thing, because I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer when it comes to recruiting. I know a little bit about it, but I'm not. I'm kind of Forrest Gump about it, really. But I'm going to get some people on to explain all that to us. Yes, I will. Vape says, I paint cars and fix tube amps. Wow, tube amps. I remember my daddy. Now, this is way before your time, probably. Bought me a Hofner bass and a Vox amp. You know what I'm talking about, right? Who had those? Who made the Vox amps famous? You know who that is. For those of you, I know Vape knows, but for those of you who don't know, that would be the Beatles made the Vox amps famous. That was an amp that was very, very famous and very popular over in Europe. Everybody used those back in the late 60s and 70s. And man, when the Beatles hit, if you were a musician, you had to have either a country gentleman, a Gretsch country gentleman that George Harrison played, a Rickenbacker that John Lennon played, a Hofner bass that Paul McCartney played, and you had to have Vox amps to run through them. Am I right? Wow, that's going to be fun, man. I'll repair all those Beatles amps. That's amazing. Too cool. Too cool for school. All right, kids. Had a little snag getting on here live, but evidently it seems to be working. I like to be able to do my lives and my shows from this particular software, because I can do that here, and I can switch out my scenes, and that tomorrow is going to be tomorrow's video. It'll probably hit about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, somewhere in there, maybe 3. But I like using this, so I'm glad that it came around and helped me out. Now, I did see one thing on the on YouTube, I think, where Joe Joe Milton was showing off his arm again. I think out in California, and threw a ball like 85 yards. All right, and man, I'm going, oh God, Coach Joey ain't gonna like that at all. He ain't gonna like that at all. In fact, he said so. Remember that? Remember that? Coach Joey, when they asked him about Joe Milton throwing that orange, remember? He said, he ain't gonna be doing that anymore. Well, threw a football 85 yards. But I guess when you can do that, you kind of like a wild horse. You just kind of want to run as fast as you can for a minute, right? Anyway. All right, boys and girls. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And Vape, thank you, sir, for the donation. Appreciate it. And I will see you tomorrow in a video, and we'll get these lines rolling again as well. All right? Peace out. Love you guys. Go Big Orange.